Which fighter jet is the top of the line? That's hard to say. Russia's Su-57 jet proudly states, "Let me showcase my thrust performance with a vertical climb." China's J-20 follows up, "How about I show off my superb aerodynamics with a falling leaf maneuver? What do you think?" Meanwhile, India's Tejas fighter, full of confidence, chimes in, "Since we're all here, let me pull off a falling leaf landing and show you my finesse. Dare you underestimate me now?" It's an exciting lineup with each showing their strengths. Though determining the ultimate fighter is tricky, let's just say we know which one might lag behind. For a bit of comic relief, India has that covered. As many know, India is a notorious anti-fan of the J-20. Indian Defense Minister Anil Chopra once boasted, "India's Tejas fighter has completely surpassed the J-20." The talk was big, but sadly, the Tejas didn't live up to it. Shortly after a grand ceremony praising the Tejas, it ended up crashing spectacularly during a joint military exercise. And amusingly, this happened right under Prime Minister Modi's watchful eyes, both embarrassing and comical. After that experience, you'd think India might tone down its rhetoric about fighter jets. Yet, they've taken hit after hit without learning their lesson. Recently, as the China Zhuhai Air Show approaches, each country's fighter jets are eager to showcase their prowess. But, lo and behold, India once again stole the spotlight in an unexpected way. On November 4th, an Indian Air Force MiG-29 fighter jet crashed during training in Uttar Pradesh. It's all too familiar. Fortunately, there were no casualties this time. When netizens saw footage of the MiG-29 falling, they couldn't resist poking fun. One commented, "Is India sending an explosive greeting for the Zhuhai Air Show?" Truly a cutting remark. Another quipped, "Such a classic falling leaf maneuver. Impressive, impressive." Though, was it a compliment? The sarcasm was clear. Chinese netizens' jibes may be sharp, but they're understandable given India's previous boasts about Tejas while belittling the J-20. It seems even the J-20 has had enough of it. After the MiG-29's falling leaf crash, the J-20 decided to perform a falling leaf maneuver as a warm-up at Zhuhai. Videos show a crowd of spectators in awe as the J-20 briefly sprinted down the runway before shooting vertically into the sky. Reaching a certain altitude, it performed a falling leaf ascent, spiraling down as if gently descending like a leaf from a tree. Spectators were left wide-eyed and amazed. Unlike the MiG-29's uncontrolled free fall, the J-20's maneuver was an intentional technical feat, known academically as a zero-radius descending turn. When performing this move, the J-20 ascends to a certain height, throttles back, and slows to near-zero speed at the peak, causing it to hover as though weightless. It then slowly falls, adjusting engine thrust for a controlled slow-motion rotation that includes tight or even zero-radius turns. This gives it the appearance of a leaf gracefully floating down, a captivating sight. Notably, this maneuver was pioneered by the J-20, something even the American F-22 has never done. The J-20's falling leaf ascent is technically known as a high-angle sudden turn cloud piercing, but fans prefer to call it the Dragon's rising leaf ascent. It also has a more humorous nickname, spiral ascension. The J-20's ascent demands advanced capabilities. High-angle climbs, controlled maneuvers at steep angles, and rapid directional changes, all combined in one move. Most fighter jets can handle one or two of these actions separately, but only the J-20 can perform them all at once. This falling leaf ascent is not only visually spectacular, but has practical applications. In combat, the J-20 can use such maneuvers to evade enemy missiles or execute surprise attacks on targets, catching adversaries off guard. This capability cements the J-20 as a dominant force in the skies. Alongside the J-20, the H-6K bomber also drew attention at the air show. However, while the J-20 captivated viewers with its technical prowess, the H-6K did so with an unexpected detail: a lock. At the Zhuhai Air Show, a photographer spotted an ordinary U-lock on the H-6K's hatch, sending netizens into a frenzy. Didn't expect us to share the same accessory as the H-6K. This is not the first time the H-6K has made an impression with its down-to-earth, grandpa-like style. In a previous air show, the H-6K brought Fuji apples on board. In another event a decade ago, it sported a mini-lock on its tail, exuding a quirky charm. Because of its unpretentious style, the H-6K has been affectionately nicknamed Old Grandpa 6 by fans. But despite this endearing title, its power is nothing to scoff at. The H-6K is an advanced variant of China's indigenous H-6 long-range bomber, boasting extended range, larger patrol coverage, and enhanced precision for strikes, earning it the nickname the Aerial God of War. With a payload capacity of 75.8 tons and the ability to carry 12 tons of weaponry, the H-6K can reach up to 9,000 kilometers, with a single refuel extending this by about 3,500 kilometers. In total, it can surpass 12,000 kilometers in range. It also carries a substantial arsenal, including 20 cruise missiles and nuclear warheads, giving it formidable offensive power. It's likely that while the H-6K seems amiable to us, other nations find it quite the headache. The surprises at this year's Zhuhai Air Show don't end here. Many expected a naval J-35 variant to appear. But on November 5th, the Chinese Air Force held a press conference in Beijing, confirming it would be the Air Force version of the J-35 making an appearance. So, which naval aircraft will be there? As it turns out, it's the J-15T, a catapult launch variant of the J-15, which has already been seen in dual aircraft carrier drills. On November 6th, a J-15T landed at Zhuhai Jinwan Airport, preparing to debut at the 15th Zhuhai Air Show. This will be the first time a PLA Navy fighter is showcased at a Chinese air show. Interestingly, the official designation, J-15T, replaces the previously speculated J-15B. This T likely stands for catapult variant. Recently, in PLA dual carrier exercises, the J-15T was seen multiple times. Its public appearance at Zhuhai means it can no longer stay low-key. The J-15T's general structure remains unchanged, since it's an advanced version of a mature design. However, there are noticeable changes in its main landing gear, which has been reinforced to withstand the greater force from catapult launches. A hook has also been added to the nose landing gear, allowing it to be launched from the Fujian carrier, while still being compatible with the ski jump launches on the Liaoning and Shandong carriers. This dual compatibility allows for streamlined pilot training and reduced manufacturing costs. Eventually, the ski jump version of the J-15 will be phased out, replaced by the J-15T and the J-35 in mixed squadrons, forming the backbone of the Navy's carrier-based fighter fleet for the next 2 decades. Additionally, the J-15T sports a low-visibility paint job similar to the J-16's, enhancing its stealth in aerial combat. It has also removed the pitot tube seen on the ski jump variant and has a slant-cut radar dome, likely equipped with an active electronically scanned array (AESA) radar. It may even integrate the avionics and fire control systems from the J-16, enabling rapid combat readiness while maintaining reliability. Does the J-15T look familiar? It's strikingly similar to Shenyang's J-11D, a superflanker designed as a Chinese counterpart to Russia's Su-35. Originally planned to replace the aging J-11B fleet, the J-11D was a high-performance heavy fighter incorporating advanced lightweight materials, a robust airframe, AESA radar, and complex avionics, surpassing even Russia's Su-35 in onboard electronics. However, the J-11D was overshadowed when the J-20, a fifth-generation stealth fighter, entered production around 2015, as the J-20's superior capabilities overlapped with the J-11DS. With the multi-role J-16 also able to perform air combat effectively, the J-11D never went into production. But the technology developed for the J-11D has directly benefited the J-15T, laying a strong foundation for its creation. With the J-15T as a powerful addition, the future looks bright for the Chinese Navy.